Welcome back to Ozarks Fox AM. It is time to honor some of our portraits of hope. And guys, just get ready. I've already told these lovely ladies, I love them so much. Hearing each story is very emotional, so we're gonna keep it real today. You know what? If tears happen, guys, tears happen. We're keeping it real. Now, the first up is Fran Davis. You know Fran because she's been on our show before. She is a wonderful floral designer, buyer for Price Cutter. And we didn't know till last year that you are a survivor. Yes. And we're going to hear your story in just a second. And of course, by the way, did you know that breast cancer also affects younger people? Anna and Chara Smith are here, and we're going to hear about their story in just a second. Thank you for being here. And again, don't be nervous. We're just all friends and family here talking about a shared experience. So Fran, we didn't know till last year about your story. Give our viewers just a little bit about how you found it, your recovery, and how long you've been a survivor.
Okay.
Hold that just a little bit. There we go.
2009, I was going through some testing to help my sister and passed all my tests to help her. And I needed a mammogram and never had one. No need to have one, I didn't think. And they found the cancer. It was very small, but very aggressive. And I immediately went into surgery, radiation, following chemo, and a long time ago.
How long have you been cancer-free now?
13 years.
13 years.
13 years.
Did you have a history in your family of breast cancer?
I had one aunt that had the same, had the same kind of cancer that I did. They research, you have to go through research with your family, and all these women had all different, these female cancers. So, you know, we're proactive now, very proactive. I have 2 daughters, I have a granddaughter, and we'll make sure that they're tested very early. I mean, I've survived. I survived something I shouldn't. I survived something my aunt didn't.
Right.
And
well, what did you say, too, because we were chatting earlier, and, you know, I love Fran. I text her all the time. I love her floral designs. And I said, what's shocking to me is you wanted to get the mammogram, and you were told you don't need one. So if you feel like something, you need to have one, and you need to tell your doctor, I need that mammogram. Because you were only 41?
Right. Because of the testing, I was testing to be a kidney donor for my sister, and they said to do this, we want to make sure you're completely 100% healthy. You're above 40, let's just do this. I'm sure everything's good. And it wasn't.
Wow.
And it was a lifesaver.
And do you think you would have found it on your own?
They said it would have been easily stage 4 by the time I would have felt it. It was between my breast and chest wall.
Wow.
So it would have had to have grown to that size and then metastasized.
Wow.
So we were pretty quick about it. I mean, I got my diagnosis in June that year, and I had surgery the 1st of August. It had already erupted out of the duct. It was getting ready to spread.
Wow.
So
I am so thankful that you did what you did, because you're here today because of that. And like, even speaking of, you were 41. Let's pass the mic down to Anna. Anna, this is what I think a lot of people don't know. I didn't know until I met you and your mom. Don't make me start crying, Chara. Chara's already going to start me crying. Young people get breast cancer too. I'm sorry, Anna.
It's okay.
I'm looking at them, and it brings up so many emotions. Tell us about what kind of cancer you had and how the treatment was.
So I was 13 when I had breast cancer. It was DCIS. I basically was in the shower, and I felt something that I've, never thought before. I talked to my mom about it, and, again, I just want to say I'm so thankful for her to help me through all of this, and I'm so proud to be part of an organization to help other women as well. But yeah, going forward, I was a breast cancer survivor at 13.
How old are you now?
I'm 18.
18?
I'm 18.
And you've been cancer-free since. What were your treatments like?
They were rough, I'm not going to lie. I definitely, in the process, I lost myself as well. And, I talked about it before. And 6 months ago, I went through another operation as well. It was benign, so that was good. But it was on the same side. So, I still deal with it now. And, I go in every 6 months for a checkup and all that stuff. And, yeah, it was a pretty scary process, but I'm thankful to be here now, because if I wasn't, I couldn't help these beautiful women.
And I love that, maybe that was setting your life in a different course to help people, having that experience. Chara, let's pass it on to Chara. Now, I don't want to get you emotional. I know you've already got me started crying, Chara. Tell us about the journey.
Well, it was really surreal for me, because I had breast cancer at 27. In the same breast she had cancer in. And it was also the same cancer. It was DCIS. I had multiple spots in a higher stage than she was. We were really lucky because she was at ground 0, And then I had other spots in my left breast, and we ended up doing a complete mastectomy for me. And she end up being diagnosed with fibrocystic breast disease after, because she still gets spots in both breasts, and we can't actually remove her breast tissue until she's older because she's regenerating. So having a complete mastectomy at 27 and then having a 13-year-old.
I can't even imagine, Chara. I can't imagine. That's why we get emotional about this, guys, because it affects everybody. And thank you for sharing your stories. I'm sorry we're getting emotional, but it's an emotional thing, and we're all in it together. And coming up in a little bit, we're going to talk to more of our portraits of hope, because we're all in this together, guys, and we can help eradicate this. Thank you for your stories. Don't go anywhere. More fun on Ozarks Fox AM right after this. I'm sorry.